Can you wait a little moment? The Master Diviner will be here soon. She's temporarily taken on the General's responsibilities. Before meeting you, she must make the current situation known.
I don't think I can ever get used to this. It's a pleasure to see you all here today. Collating casualties and losses. Dispatching forces to round up the remnants of the disciples. Submitting battle reports to the 6 charioteers. Now, generalship is no trifling matter. It is a duty one must bear.
I think she actually really enjoys it.
Master Diviner, have you summoned us here just to sigh and complain?
Of course not. On the contrary, I am eager to thank you all in my official capacity as acting general of the Luofu. Now that things have drawn to a conclusion, it is time to reward you.
Ooh, all those benefits that the General promised! They're finally here! Yippee!
Yes. The Astral Express has braved great evil for the Luofu. Your devotion is evident. After discussions with the 6 charioteers, you are henceforth sworn allies of the Luofu. Within the Luofu's jurisdiction, you are to be treated with the highest standard of diplomatic protocol.
On behalf of the Astral Express, I would like to thank you, Master Diviner.
Oh, wow. Nothing tangible then? But at least it sounds pretty cool.
Now that things have been expressed, I still have something to discuss with you. Please, this way.
Seriously? Thanking us like that and then immediately sending us on another—
It's not a mission. The Stellaron Crisis, the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus Rebellion, the Arbor's Resurrection, not to mention the Antimatter Legion infiltrating the Luofu. All of these incidents need reporting at the highest level for investigation. It's just that, having been in the middle of everything, I'm struggling to keep an accurate perspective. So, where should we begin? It appears that Vantilia was the mastermind behind it all. The Xianzhou warred with the Antimatter Legion in the past, and ever since we have kept a watchful eye on their movements. Few could have foreseen the insidious tactics employed in the execution of their assaults. The Lord Ravager slithered in unnoticed, clandestinely plotting and machinating, and surreptitiously bestowed a Stellaron upon the disciples of Sanctus Medicus. This heinous act instigated an uprising aimed at luring the Luofu into a perilous trap of self-destruction. The present danger posed by the Legion clearly demands a re-evaluation. We should proceed cautiously. When the Ambrosial Arbor was severed by the Rainbow Arbiter thousands of years ago, the abundance became a taboo. Those within the Alchemy Commission, the original masters of the so-called Way of Immortality, were ruined at a stroke. The Commission became a shadow of its former self. Presumably, from that moment on, the seeds of discord for the disciples of Sanctus Medicus had already been planted. Some of them were willing to work with the enemy, acquiring a Stellaron from the Antimatter Legion to try and revive the abundance. They succeeded all right. But why would Fantilia's objective to be to realize their wishes? Those traitors gained nothing. They betrayed the Xianzhou only to become sacrificial offerings in the Lord Ravager's grand scheme. The Stellaron Hunters, we know just as little. But in the Matrix of Prescience, I saw a prophecy that Kafka received from Destiny's slave. Elio foresaw all manner of possibilities for the Luofu. Based on what Kafka knows, and despite everything being under the control of Elio, that prophecy is indeed the most beneficial future for the Lawfu. The Stellaron hunters walked right into our trap, and even gifted allies, in the form of yourselves, to the Xianzhou. That might sound self-interested, but I hope the feeling is mutual. Now that the future has come true, the Xianzhou has discovered the Legion's intentions, and with everyone's help, has imposed a crushing defeat on Phantilia. That we may. But as logical as things might seem, there are still many details about which we're uncertain. For example, how was the Stellaron brought onto the Xianzhou? And who sent it onto Scale Gorge Waterscape? How many disciples of Sanctus Medicus still remain at large? All of this is a mystery. Thus far, we've done our best. I'm submitting my report to the Alliance, and I've already got a plan in mind. All of you will feature in the report. But for the sake of Jing Yuan, anything related to Xianzhou internal affairs will have names redacted. I hope you can forgive me.
I was about to make the same request, Master Diviner. Since the Arbor's resurrection, I'm sure the Alliance will be poring over every detail of the report. I fear that if the Astral Express gets dragged into matters, leaving will not be an easy task.
Jing Yuan has committed quite a few Before you leave, please make time to recuperate. Oh, if you pass through Starskiff Haven, I have... It was all so chaotic. When Phantilia took form, the Cloud Knights were only able to find her fan. She took it with her everywhere. It's currently unclear if Ting Yun was a puppet manipulated by Phantilia, or if I'm already prepared for the worst. Considering how the League... As for how matters are handled with regard...
I understand.
Thank you, Mr. Yang. It's getting late.
I see. Please extend my regards to the 10 Lords.
I will. Our condolences, Hellmaster. You have guests. I shall take my leave.
On behalf of the Skyfaring Commission, I would like to thank the crew of the Express.
Madame Yukong must have heard about Miss Ting Yun.
Yes, I have heard. Seeing 4 leave, yet only 3 return, was enough for me to know that Fu Xuan's report was indeed correct. Ting Yun. I still can't believe it. The whole report reads like a bad joke. The Antimatter Legion on the Xianzhou, and Ting Yun, a Lord Ravager? How could someone who spent over 30 years working alongside me at the Skyfaring Commission turn out to be nothing more than a monster in disguise? What happened to the real Ting?
Madam, you...
I'm sorry. I understand. It's just hard for me to accept. Thank you for bringing Ting Yun's belongings back to the Palace of Astrum. The Stellaron crisis has cost us too many comrades. I'd like to invite all of you, as witnesses to this war, to a soul-soothing ceremony hosted by the Skyfaring Commission. Will you consider?
A soul-soothing ceremony?
To put it into short life terms, a funeral. You see, for long-life species of the Xianzhou, death has always been a distant, mystical concept. Ordinarily, the Ten Lords Commission guides people to the Hall of Karma before any symptoms of Mara are detected. There, they leave behind their lives and wait for their time to come. People are used to a short farewell as opposed to a tedious burial process. Given our limited lifespans, the only ones who place value on ceremony are us Foxians. Countless Cloud Knights lost their lives or became Mara-struck during the crisis. The Hall of Karma couldn't take them all in, and so they passed away. All of these sudden deaths and unfulfilled wishes remind us, by combining Skyfaring Commission tech, it's not just to comfort the dead, those souls who can never talk with us again. It's also my way of saying farewell to Ting Yun. I know, I'm selfish. I'd like to hold this ceremony as I can still hardly believe it. I'd like to ask you all to witness this. I've instructed Yan Ming to sort through Ting Yun's belongings.
Leave this to us. We'll take...
Once again, my thanks to all of you. I've asked the judges of the Ten Lords Commission to ratify this soul-soothing ceremony.
You always did say that I like to gossip. And here I am rambling on, proving you right again. If only you were here to cut me off. Oh. It's you.
We're here to help sort out Miss Ting Yun's things. Madam Yukong?
Well, I've managed to get through pretty much everything. It's all in this box. Please, take your time.
Okay, let's see what there is. An Annie-Cassiter's seal, a small box, looks like some kind of...
Oh, Ting Yun explained that one to me. It's a folk statuette from Foxian antiquity.
There's also a note in the package. This is for you, Mr. Yanming. Wishing you fortune and success in every endeavor. Yanming!
I remember asking her. Ting Yun and I were from different guilds. When we used to trade in other lands, we would bring back local special. The rivalry between us and the Whistling Flames to be the Skyfaring Commission. Oh, I was completely unprepared for this. I never thought Ting Yun would leave something behind for me that was so... If I don't return a gift, I'll lose our little duel.
Huh. Besides the seal, the knife, and the bow, none of this seems like something that... Could there be other things similar to what Yanming got?
There's nothing else. It looks like there's something printed.
This bow. It's a good bow. Alright, just kidding. I can't cook to save my life, but one thing I'm sure of is that I've never seen Miss Ting Yun use anything like that to defend herself. There's an ad in the knife case. Spices Supreme. Do you know where we're supposed to take these?
Welcome to the Sleepless Earl. Oh, this is the tea Miss Ting Yun. When I took over this tea house for my parents, famous brews like Whale Tides, Miss Ting Yun came to the... I just thought she was trying to cheer me up. I never thought she...
Yes. Now that the crisis has been averted and the ports are resuming operations, Miss Ting Yun has been...
Oh, really? Based on her suggestion, seeing as she can't enjoy it right now, I'll have to invite all of you to try a cup.
The wafu is fancy.
Oh, how's it going?
Isn't that the place on our...
It's the main commercial. Tourists fresh off the Starskiff always head to Starwatcher Avenue in Starskiff Haven. It's one of the... Whenever I'm tired of Celestial Jade or slacking off,
I head over for a bowl of Granny Chen's tofu. Darn it, no.
Spice is supreme. Check out that sign.
Honored guests, welcome to our humble eatery. What can we... Oh, something... Oh, what a precious person. When she first ate here, I told her my motto, you can't better your own food unless you taste it. Then she got me to talk about my hunting, and she was captivated. She pestered me about dish after dish. At the end, she mentioned she wanted to get me a gift. She probably came across some rare mineral and forged it by hand. Miss Tingyun is too kind. Who among the Aram Alley vendors hasn't been spoiled by the generosity of Whistling Flames? Her grand fare puts small merchants like us in touch with big intergalactic vendors. If we're talking gifts, it's... Oh, I heard the trade port is open again for business. Miss Tingyun must be...
Miss Tingyun couldn't tear herself away from work, so we've had to gift this on...
Really? Thank you so much. Why don't I give you all a demonstration and prepare a dish? Oh, speaking of which, it was our chili beef offal stew that first attracted Miss Tingyun to our restaurant. It's spicy, sumptuous, and guaranteed to get the mouth watering.
What brings you here? This bow. Did Tingyun pick it out for me? She understood my pain. It's a shame I can no longer do. 30 years ago, I fought in a terrible war. My comrade and I set sail together, but only I returned. The scars of that war never truly healed. Still, I felt tired of voyaging. Despite rising to Helm Master, my military career hadn't prepared me for the type of meticulous planning work now confronting me. Tingyun, on the other hand, was a born merchant. She never fought alongside me on the battlefield, but in her own way, she became a comrade in arms. I used to think that the Xianzhou had changed with the times. Geniuses like Tingyun were the future for the Skyfaring Commission's. I was wrong. Only when the last minions of the The star skiff is ready for the ceremony now. Everyone.
Wait! Wait for me! Miss Tingyun prepared a gift for me. As a fellow ambassador, I cannot fail to honor our custom.
Yanming, what is it that...
I've brought a paper kite. I know it may seem simple compared to the precious items that Tingyun gifted others in the past, but I heard that Foxians have a tradition where paper kites are used to comfort the souls of pilots who can no longer take to the skies. Tingyun and I were never pilots in the strictest sense of the word, but we expect for her to be able to take wing once again would make her very happy.
Out of all this stuff we've got,
Thank you for everything you've done.
this is the tea that Meng Ming has made. This is a gift from Miss Yen's.
This time, we needn't.
The Skyfaring Commission It is time for the soul-soothing.
General, the ceremony is finished.
Not yet. I have things I wish to convey to my astral friends. My apologies I couldn't get to you any sooner. Yan Qing made sure that before you leave the Luofu, there are two things
Two gifts? Has his conscience finally gotten the better of him? Is he going to make a...
Please, let us reconvene at the... Present company is gathered to reiterate the Xianzhou Luofu's esteemed gratitude for the magnanimous actions of the Nameless. I am sure Lady Fu has given voice to this already, but the Luofu is greatly indebted to you. Therefore, on behalf of the Luofu Cloud Knights, I hereby present you with a jade abacus, a symbol of our allied friendship. Back when the Alliance was first established, all those thousands of years ago, the Xianzhou ships swore an oath, etching the record into a jade abacus. The world may crumble, and the heavens may fall. The same is true of this jade abacus. It is a record of the Luofu Cloud Knight's promise to the crew of the Astral Express. It is also, no matter how astronomically distant you are, the Luofu Cloud Knights will all...
Wow, now that's what I call a payoff.
Of course, I trust that such an important article will not be used for trivial or inappropriate circumstances. I hope you can understand.
Yep, got it. Say no more. Sure thing.
Thank you for your generosity, General.
Don Hong.
General.
In accordance with the Edict of the Ten Lords Commission, I am hereby authorized to relieve your banishment decree. From this day henceforth, you may come and go freely on the Luofu.
Nice!
But I must remind you that the crimes of Don Feng have had far-reaching implications. And some people, such as those in Scale Gorge Waterscape, will not be much moved by the issuance of a paper. While I can guarantee your freedom to come and go as you please, I cannot guarantee your safety. Again, I hope you can understand.
I understand.
This issuing of gifts brings with it a sense of relief. Even my wound is feeling much improved. The occasion calls for a line or two of poetry. Though I feel the Express and its passengers have a long voyage ahead of them.
Himiko messaged me. The Express detected the Jade Gates reopening. She asked whether we'd be heading back, and she was also asking after you, Dan Heng.
She must have been worried.
Himiko must be eager to hear about what we've been up to on this mission, too. Hang on. Oh, how could I forget? We should bring something back for the conductor. Have you got it? Oh, yeah. There are some...
Fine.
Don't worry.
There's a dreamlike quality to watching these star skiffs depart through the Jade Gate.
From a universal perspective, there is little difference between the lives of long and short-lived species. The transcendence that the Xianzhou pursues is not... Yeah, you're back. Himiko and I were just discussing our journey. This little excursion has reached its conclusion. Oh.
Next time, I think I should be the one trailblazing with you guys. Welt can stay on the Express.
Since when did the work roster just change like that?
Penacony. Do you remember? Before Kafka's proposal, that was our original destination. The Express's records show that Penacony was a prison planet used by the IPC to exile criminals. At least it was. However, following a Stellaron burst, the planet fell into the arms of Xipe. They say it's been transformed into a prosperous and The family is throwing a banquet there, and they sent invitations out to the Express. I was curious, when the conductor is ready, we can set off for...
All who enter here are either jailers or prisoners. Which are you?
Neither. I'm merely a lost traveler.
What a spectacle. The Stellaron, the Ambrosial Arbor, the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus, the Lord Ravager. A series of threats that almost succeeded in diverting attention away from the crucial question. They who brought the Stellaron onto the Xianzhou, what was their motive? Will you surrender, or do you require encouragement, abomination of Yaoshi?
General, my power does indeed stem from the abundance. But I'm the same as you. We are both enemies of Yaoshi.
That's right, Jing Yuan. Stay out of our way. The revival of the Arbor is an omen. It's time for the Xianzhou to choose its next path. The Rainbow Arbiter, the Plague's author, the Ruin author. This is a chess game between eons. If you don't stand with the winners, you stand to lose. And this time, we will put the abundance in their grave.